In this session, we talk about learning outcomes and the claims about student competencies. As we agreed before, a test blueprint is a natural extension of the learning outcomes and course objectives that most instructors already have in place. We define learning outcomes as broad statements that describe the knowledge and skills that students should possess upon completing a course. Behavioral objectives, or which called instructional objectives, are statements that are described in details what students are expected to know and be able to do. By another mean, learning outcomes indicate the knowledge and skills that are expected of students, while behavioral objectives serve as a roadmap for getting there. We use the term assessment objectives to describe those learning outcomes or behavioral objectives that are specifically targeted for assessment. Let us take an example. Consider a course that has an overall goal of ensuring that students can diagnose the most common diseases affecting each organ system, with learning outcomes to recognize indications for and interpret results of diagnostic tests for cardiovascular disease. The learning outcome is too broad. Being able to successfully demonstrate that outcomes require a substantial network of knowledge and skills. The behavioral objectives are required to demonstrate mastery of that learning outcomes. Although these behavioral objectives are intended to guide instruction, it's easy to see how they can also inform the assessment. Let us take examples of behavioral objectives on the current learning outcomes we stated before. Compare and contrast characteristics of functional systolic murmurs and pathologic murmurs. Second, recognize three causes of aortic stenosis. Correctly identify common systolic murmurs on an audio recording. And finally, place the stethoscope in optimal location to listen for aortic stenosis. And by preceding each objective with a clause like, the students will be able to. This statement can be transformed into assessment objectives that support the claims to be made about students.